because I mean they had a good offense already. They have arguably one of if not the best running back in the NFL in Derrick Henry.
He's the best.
Definitely, that argument's there. And they upgraded their passing game by getting Julio Jones, who, again, arguably the best receiver in the NFL. If not, I mean, I'd say top 3 receivers in the NFL. If he can stay healthy. Now, he has had some injuries he's battled in Atlanta.
Yeah, and the injuries have only come in the last couple of years.
Yeah. So, again, that availability. But if he stays healthy, then, I mean, I definitely think Tennessee wins over, you said 9.5?
9.5.
So 10. They can get 10 or 11.
A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
That's in the offensive line.
And, I mean, their quarterback, everybody wants to say Tannehill this, that, Tannehill that. Like, the last couple of years, he hasn't had to sling the ball around because they just turn around and give it to Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and when he does have to sling it, it's play action.
Yeah.
It's, guess what? We think you're going to run, so Tannehill gets some time.
Yeah.
And he goes for it. I mean, Tannehill, I would say I have nothing bad to say about Tannehill. My man has done his job.
Yeah. I mean, and adding a receiver like Julio Jones opens up another page in the playbook, as they say.
Yeah, I agree.
For your passing game.
I agree.
It's going to give you some more options. So let's back off the Tannehill hate, and man, we're picking all these overs. Like, all these teams can't win 11, 12 games.
I know. I almost need to find another under.
But I mean, it's just sitting here. I'm like, man, on paper, I'm glad I don't have to defend these guys.
No joke. Another under. I actually, a lot of these lines that they have are like pretty spot on. So I'll move on to another line I found, which actually I think is a value play, not necessarily like it might happen. So the Arizona Cardinals to make the playoffs, plus 175.
Okay.
Value
play. Again, coming from a tough division.
Yes.
And, I don't see them topping that division. So you're basically betting on them to get a wild card. There's 3 wild card teams now.
Right. You're betting them to, because here's the deal: if Aaron Rodgers goes out, it's between the Vikings and the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm. And I don't see 2 teams out of that division getting in.
Oh, okay.
If there's no Aaron Rodgers.
Oof. Okay.
I see that kind of being a one team in the playoffs from that division. So, I mean, if you look at it, you got 16, 7 of them get in. You got 4 division winners. I mean, so is Arizona a top 7 team?
Right.
I think they are.
Okay, so
they're definitely a top half.
We'll keep going with that theme. The Chicago Bears to make the playoffs plus 200, 2-1.
If no Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
That's a value, right?
Yes.
That's great. Let's see. As far as value goes, I'm looking, okay. Man. Value is something.
I mean, definitely that Chicago one is very intriguing. 2-1, essentially.
Los Angeles Chargers to make playoffs plus 125. If Herbert steps up. I
mean, again, if you're a big believer in the Super Bowl hangover, that means somebody else is going to win the division,
or just win win a game against them and sneak in at 9 wins.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, do you think they're one of the 7 best teams in the AFC? I mean, I think, you got the Bills, you got the Patriots, I think are going to be one of those teams this year. We just talked about the Titans.
Interesting. Here's another interesting one. Pittsburgh Steelers to make playoffs plus 150.
Okay.
So maybe you take that, and then you can hedge a little bit down the road, because that's not a bad bet, because I am on the same page with you. They win 11 or they lose 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Let's see. Value. I'm looking for value. You know what? The Tennessee Titans to make the playoffs. Okay. Minus 150 is not a bad bet.
It's not because I mean I really think that it's a very strong possibility they win the division.
Yeah, I agree. And so get the just make playoffs.
And so you've really got a two-way go there for them to be, again, you're betting that they're going to be a top 7 team, right, out of 16.
Tennessee.
And Tennessee,
sure, right.
Last year they lost in the divisional round.
I think so.
The year before, AFC Championship against the Chiefs.
And so that's not a bad bet.
Yeah. So,
and I feel like their roster got better with Julio.
Yeah, with adding Julio Jones.
And so that's a good bet. That's actually something I should probably lock in right now.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to look at.
And so those are the NFL. So the cool thing about we're talking NFL because NFL is it's happening in less than a month.
Yes. And I cannot wait.
NFL and college football.
Yeah.
Here's the deal on college football. Miami quarterback. Did you see that?
I did not.
Miami quarterback guaranteed to win against Alabama week 1.
Whoa, wow.
Yes.
The U.
Yes. He says the U's back. I guarantee a W against Alabama week 1.
See, I love it when Miami is good, and maybe that's my tie-in with the Cowboys because Jimmy Johnson / Michael Irvin. But I think it's better for college football when the University of Miami is good at football.
It is 100,000% better for college football if Miami is good because people will tune into that. They know the name.
Yep.
And
there's been 2 30 for 30s made about the U, part 1 and part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they went 15 years, 12 or 15 years, and had someone picked in the first round in the NFL draft.
Yeah, and they say arguably one of the best college football teams of all time is which year is it? Is it the Frank Gore year? Could be the best college football team of all time. It's like Frank Gore. Who else on that team?
Is that a 90?
Brandon Marshall?
Or is that like 01?
01.
Is that like 01 maybe?
Gore.
And they lost to Ohio State in the national championship, right?
They lost? I think it's the year there's a year they won where you go, ooh, and you look at the roster and you go, whoa. Like that. Okay. Hold on.
Can't remember.
Shoot. That's something I would look at. So
it's better for college football. We agree on that when Miami's good. When Miami's good, I like when Notre Dame's good. I'd like to see some more parity in college football.
I was actually something I was going to get on because if you had to bet on who is going to be like in the college football playoff, and you were like, oh, it's going to be Alabama,
Clemson,
it's going to be Clemson, it's going to be Ohio State, and then some rando, like you'd be like, yeah, you're probably right on.
Yeah,
like that's how it's going to be.
And which while we're talking about college sports,
2001 national champion.
2001, okay. Maybe it was the 2002 team that lost in the national championship to Ohio State. Maurice Claret. Maurice Claret, Ohio State, Jim Tressel. But the NCAA did allow, finally, players to make money off of their name and likeness starting July 1st. So college athletes can now be sponsored by companies or whatever, do commercials. There was, and I believe it was the U. I believe it was the University of Miami. There was a donor that gave $150,000 to the football program to sponsor everybody on the team.
Hey. Oh, really? Okay, so here's your NFL roster from that 2001 Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Ken Dorsey was the quarterback. He did play in the NFL, he started a few games, but not Nahe Davenport started for Green Bay for a few years. Clinton Portis, boss. Jeremy Shockey, boss. Yep. Andre Johnson, boss.
Yeah.
Go to the defense.
Got screwed in Houston.
Jonathan Vilma, middle linebacker.
Yep.
Ed Reed, free safety.
One of the greatest of all time.
Philip Buchanan, corner. Those are NFL boys.
Yeah.
That's like a half NFL. I mean, there's like 7 NFL guys on that team.
Yeah.
That's stupid good.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanely good. So when we go back to what we're talking about as far as athletes getting sponsored, I'm 100% for it.
Me too.
They should make money on their name.
I believe there is a limit on how much they can make, which is totally fine with me. But like I said, I really think your bigger universities and colleges, which we've said before, the NCAA was a bunch of crooks, not allowing them guys to make money. Still are. But they're trying to bridge the gap a little bit. And now these kids can make money for doing appearances. And so, yes, are there going to be universities that will get money donated in this from a booster and say, hey, I want you guys to make a commercial for my business? And then
100%.
He's really not going to make the commercial. Yes.
100%.
Or it's going to be a picture of the kid and a voiceover going, yeah, go on down to Mike's Toyota.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, 100%.
I actually am too.
Let these kids make their money.
I'm not a Kansas fan, but I think the Kansas guys that were there for the Orange Bowl win should have made money in their name. Todd Reesing.
Todd Reesing, that quarterback.
Not an NFL guy, right? But
No.
he should have made money on being able to sign stuff.
Absolutely. They can charge for autographs.
100%. I'm 100% in on
I
that.
love it. The NCAA, that's a step in the right direction. It's still not fixing the system, but it's better than it was previous.
You're gonna have players like you're gonna have college players like rolling up in like Lambos.
Well, quarterbacks. You're not going to get an offensive lineman rolling.
No, it'll be quarterbacks. It'll be like
your big time receivers,
tip-top running backs,
big time DBs,
and all the little guys. They can make a little scratch.
They can,
and I'm okay with that because those dudes basically what happens is they go to college to play ball, and they don't have time to have a job.
No, they don't.
So this could be their job,
and that's where and we could talk about this all day. But people that say, "Well, they're in college, get a job." I worked 2 jobs while I was in college. Yeah, but you weren't a Division I athlete.
You don't have time. You not put the time in to be a Division I athlete.
You don't have time. If you're a Division I athlete at one of these universities, you do not have time to work a job.
Agreed.
Between class and practice and film and treatment and training table and this and
100%
meetings,
agree.
and you just don't have time.
I 100,000 million% agree with you on that.
I mean, you just don't have time.
I mean, I'm always a pro player guy, so that's kind of how I feel about it. And so that's just the way it goes. I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to go. We need to keep pushing.
Yes.
Because I really want to have an EA Sports NCAA football.
It's coming.
I want to see it.
It's coming next year.
I'm so ready for it, dude.
I think they said 22.
Because they can pay him. And
Yep.
I'm in for it.
So, man, it was great to get back into a show. Like, I
Really,
enjoyed
really
the break,
good.
but once we got going, like, and talking today, just hanging out, even pre-show, was a ton of fun. And then I hope that you guys out there listening enjoy listening to us as much as we enjoy making this content for you guys.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's really fun talking about sports and everything that's going on. There's a lot of good stuff going on. It's only going to get even better once the football starts up. I mean, once the football starts up, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to get better. We're going to have October baseball and football at the same time. That is one of the best times of the year because October playoff baseball is amazing. And then you also have the NFL going, which every single week in NFL is amazing.
Yeah. And we haven't talked about it yet, but we'll probably do something similar like we did last year where we'll have 5 games a week against the spread we'll choose each. And,
yeah, we will.
Kind of go – we may knock the number down from 5, maybe raise it up and do more. I don't know. But, we will have something. And as always, if you have suggestions for us, please don't hesitate. Tweet them out, man. Tag us, Midwest Mikes.
100%.
We will, we may laugh you out of the room, but we'll always respond with something. Or Facebook, Instagram, all the social media, Snapchat. It's all under Midwest Mikes, MIDWEST, MICS. And just hit us up. We're pretty cool and chill. Or if you see us out somewhere, which you can't see our face right now, but if you see us out somewhere, just come up and say hi.
Let us know. I'll say come up to us and challenge one of our takes and tell us we're idiots. We actually would love that. Mm-hmm. So just come at us. We'll come back at you. And Twitter is one of the best places to get at us at Midwest Mikes, and it's one of the best things we can do. So so close to 1,000 followers on Midwest Mikes, which you thank you guys for that. We're gonna get there. But yeah, we love doing the show.